Hello, collective. Welcome to the Moon Report. My name is Marlene. I am your moon goddess, resident moon goddess, and I am here to bring you all the juicy new moon in Virgo energy. As always, thank you for coming into this space. I surely love spending time in this space with you and sharing this space with everyone. So let's dive in because we have a lot to talk about and there's a lot going on, and there is a lot that is ending right now. And it's weird because when we think about a new moon, we think about beginnings and we think about new intentions and we think about things starting. And this new moon obviously has that energy, but it's really, really focusing on the end of something. This new moon really needed to purge whatever was getting in its way to whatever it desired, to whatever path it was going to take. But that purge element is something that we've been feeling for, you know, at least, a week or so. And it really culminated into very intense energy because of the placement of the new moon in Virgo that happened yesterday at 3:56 in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time. And right here you can see the new moon with the conjunction of the moon and the sun at 29 degrees of Virgo. And anything that happens in the very late or very early degrees of a house, for example, the house has, 30 degrees. So this new moon is happening on the 29th degree. That brings up the energy, amps up the themes that are being played out. And this being a South Node new moon, South Node being represented by this horseshoe, upside down horseshoe, yes. This is where the South Node is. And when we talk about the South Node, what I mean is these energies that we are recovering from, the energies that we are transcending and transmuting. And things that we and tendencies, behavior, ideas, whatever way it's manifesting, but we are moving away from these things. So, being that there was an eclipse in this south node as well, then not only was this an intense new moon, but also the eclipse amplified the energy. So we may have been thinking about what needs to end. What do we need to walk away from? What do we need to lay to rest? You know, what is just not working? And that could come up in many ways for all of us, depending on where this energy is happening in our personal chart. Um, but you may be feeling that you need to make changes, put in new behaviors, reorganize a few things because it's just going to work more efficiently. Move away from certain things that get in the way of your focus or people that get in the way of your productivity or your goals and your dreams that you want to achieve because of maybe negative thinking or draining your energy. There is a purge and a cleanse that this Virgo new moon is really asking of us. And, it's this type of thing that you just need to surrender to. We had a full moon in Pisces about 2 weeks ago where we had a lunar eclipse. And, Saturn was involved in this energy very heavily. And we were really asked to look at what we're building, you know, decide if what we're doing is something that we really, really want to do, or if not, just surrender to what is and just meet yourself where you're at. And if so, surrender to what is and meet yourself where you're at. And in this moment right here, in this second new moon in Virgo this month, we are being given an opportunity for a clean slate, one that comes with wisdom and experience, and with a certain sense of letting go to what is. Knowing that there are certain parts of your life that are movable, changeable, mutable, and then there's some things in life that are just fixed and we have zero control over. So, what a great energy to put in new intentions, do a ceremony, burn things, alchemize, um, play with words. Um, this is some intense, intense, magical energy. Also, it could be super chaotic in the way that it feels. So I do encourage you to get witchy with it. But if you're coming from a place of balance and stability and, not overwhelm and not overcharged, and that you really are coming into your ceremonies with certainty, because if you're willing to leave the things behind that you're being asked to remove, you can really, change your life in the next 6 months. Eclipses determine what's going to happen for the next 6 months cycle. And you get to set the tone during this time. And you get to gather everything that you have learned, experienced, brought with you, and decide what you're going to do for you and what's best for you. Now, coming off of this energy, which was super intense, um, let me see if I can move this over. We come into a pretty gnarly square between Pluto and Mars. Mars is in Scorpio. Pluto and Mars are both the ruling planets of Scorpio. Mars was its old ruler, and then Pluto became its, new ruler, outer planet. This energy of a square with Mars in Scorpio and Pluto in Aquarius is some super secretive, behind the scenes, behind the veil, could express itself maliciously, manipulative, deceptive. Watch who you're around for the next few days and what you're doing. What are your surroundings? Where are you at? Who's around you? And what's going down? Personally, during this time, I've really had an instinct of staying really quiet and to myself and kind of gathering inward all my energy. Honestly, with the world stage the way that it's been, and these new frequencies that have just, you know, taken over this, you know, planet, um, I have had a hard time, grounding and, staying in my body at times. And, during this time, I've really felt the need to like recharge and restore and rest, for my body so that I can handle this type of energy, this frequency. So, like, if you're not moving, move your body. Today I believe it's the beginning, the first day. Today's the 21st, 22nd, 22nd. So we are in Libra season already. Things will begin to find their balance, will begin to start reaching towards homeostasis. There is a balance that Libra brings to our energy. So take all of what we have gathered, all the energy, all the insight, all the decisions that we have made, all the purging that we've done, you know, and drink the water, move the body, you know, um, eat the right foods, try to clean up your diet wherever you can, whatever that looks like for you. Like, some of us are intense about it, some of us don't have to be. It's small changes that really develop into better habits. And there's a lot of stuff going on around us that is bombarding our body without most of us even noticing. There's so much information coming in and being consumed through your eyes, through your ears, through your skin, through your pores, you know? So it's really important that we stay strong, that we try to keep things clear, you know? Um, that we stay flexible, stay mutable. Remember, Virgo is a mutable sign. It's adaptable, you know? It wants to do things right. It wants to be efficient. It wants to nail it, but it also is willing to listen. It's willing to change. It's willing to be flexible. The Pisces Virgo axis, where we have been experiencing this eclipse portal, is the axis of service. And with everything that has been going on, think about all the events that have happened in the last 2 weeks, and then think about the theme of service. I know that each and every one of us can think about something that can tie back to this theme of service, and we can just observe it in the macro and in the micro. And sometimes to be of service is uncomfortable. And it takes a lot of steps for us to get to where we need to be, how we're going to be of service to ourselves and others, and what needs to get the hell out of the way so that we can do that thing, so that we can play our role, so we can get to our post, so that we can bring our purpose here, so that we can feed love, joy, human experience. Let us not forget that we are here of service to the greater good, whatever that is for you. So, all the things that we've been kind of battling and processing, if we can look at it from the perspective of the greater good, and that all it's moving and all this shifting and all of this pain and all of this joy and all of this suffering and all of this hate and all of this love, it could all be here from the same source for the purposes of service. And nothing better than a double Virgo new moon in the same month to really show you where you can be of service. Now, do you want to surrender into what you saw? Or is there something else that needs to be rearranged and rewired? Either way, reach out to your community, reach out to the people who support you, to those people who, you know, um, are there for you, you know, because this could be a little bit isolating and this energy could be a little bit withdrawn. So make sure you remember that you have your people and check in on your people. A text goes a long way. An emoji goes a long way. Um, and take care of yourself in the process. Okay, collective. I will see you on the other side of all of this craziness. And keep yourselves safe. Keep each other safe. Big love. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Again.